Hello and welcome to all the men and women of the West. I'm Joe. This is another Tolkien podcast. It's been a while since I did one of these. This episode, I wanted to kind of discuss, like I said, Fellbeast. I was asked a while back, are they Wyverns? To which I'm going to say I don't think so. Though, if you want to imagine that they're Wyverns, that's pretty cool. Go with it. In the Legendarium, in one of his letters, Tolkien admits that he did imagine them looking kind of dinosaur-like to an extent. And the description he gives for them does not seem to be fully wyvern-like, but there is an element of it there that I won't rule out. The notion that they're wyverns, I would argue, can be dispelled pretty much with maybe 3 key points. One is that they don't seem to have any of the dragon breath wyverns in some depictions have, like dragons, with wyverns simply being smaller versions of drakes. The second reason would be that they don't seem to have the spiked tail that wyverns have in some depictions that I've seen. And the third is that when Sauron perishes because of the One Ring, it doesn't seem like they can outlast him. Whereas dragons seem to have been principally the domain of Melkor, or Morgoth as he was later known. Dragons such as Glaurung. And yet, when Morgoth was pushed out of the world, dragons didn't disappear. So that does not lead me to believe that these are dragons of any sort. It is very likely Sauron got the idea of the Fellbeast from observing the dragons of his master in action. I imagine this was his attempt to create, or at least to pervert his own dragons into creation. But I don't think he ever quite succeeded, as after he perishes, these things basically die out. There was a question once asked of Tolkien whether they were supposed to be kind of pterodactyl-like, to which he said, well, sort of, but he hadn't really given it much thought. He just imagined them as just being creatures of darkness and capable of flight. Wyverns, I think, would probably be more combat savvy than what Fellbeast demonstrated themselves to be, with the Fellbeast mostly acting like winged horses to an extent. Tolkien operating in a world before D&D and whatnot. As to Wyverns, I imagine they'd more directly connected in a way to Morgoth. They'd probably be able to last longer than what the Fellbeast did last after Sauron's fall. The movie appearance of them seems to have been based off of Tom Howe's artwork, with the artwork having been approved of at least by Christopher, and the artwork doesn't look like it's showing what appears to be a wyvern, nor do they look like pterodactyls. It seems that Fellbeasts are just their own thing, which I kind of prefer it that way. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below, and hopefully if you enjoyed this video, you'll remember to smash that like and that subscribe button as though you were Sauron trying to destroy Gil-galad.